Hello everyone! Today I will be presenting the Ashmolean Latin Inscriptions Project, otherwise known as ASHLY. ASHLY is a digitized collection of all the Latin inscriptions that reside in Oxford University's Ashmolean Museum, which is the university's art and archaeology museum. This collection is one of the oldest of its kind in Britain, dating back to the 17th century. While the museum has its own online exhibits, some of which include these inscriptions, ASHLY is a separate entity with its own catalog. ASHLY focuses on preserving the written record of each inscription, rather than the monuments or artifacts that contain the inscriptions. Work on ASHLY began in 2013 as a joint effort between Oxford University, Warwick University, and the Ashmolean Museum. What was meant to be a 3-year project went on for almost 5. The catalog was not launched until 2018. ASHLY has no formally declared mission statement, but the goal is to make all of the Ashmoleans' Latin inscriptions available online to the general public. This lines up with the Ashmoleans' mission statement, which is to make our collections more accessible, engaging, and relevant to people's lives both in the museum and online. Share human stories across cultures and time. The intended user base of ASHLY is the general public. The creators of ASHLY wanted to make the materials available to everyone, even those with just a passing interest in the ancient world. It would also be of some use to classicists and researchers. The stakeholders are Oxford University, Warwick University, the Ashmolean Museum, and the Arts and Humanities Research Council. The site is maintained by Oxford University and is primarily run by the classics faculty and involved museum curators. The site is not part of the Ashmolean Museum's official website, however. The project was funded for 4 years by the AHRC and received additional funds from the involved universities as well as other grants. The catalog contains items that are featured in the Ashmolean Museum's online exhibits, but it does not interoperate. The ASHLY catalog is its own entity. Since 2014, ASHLY has partnered with the Europeana Network of Ancient Greek and Latin Epigraphy, or EAGLE. EAGLE is an enormous project that aims to digitize all the major epigraphic collections in Europe and collate them into a freely accessible single online database. As of 2016, ASHLY's catalog is searchable through EAGLE. ASHLY contains digitized images of 460 Latin inscriptions. Each image is accompanied by a transcription of the words and an English translation. Some entries contain high-quality RTI images. The items bearing the inscriptions are all housed in the Ashmolean and range from small pottery pieces to larger monuments. ASHLY was put together by the classics faculties at Oxford and Warwick Universities, as well as research fellows and postdoctoral candidates. Museum curators assisted with the materials, and additional specialists were brought in for RTI imaging. ASHLY does not have its own collection development policy, as it is only digitizing items that were acquired by the Ashmolean Museum. The Ashmolean Museum has a very thorough collection development policy available on its website. However, the Ashmolean Museum's collection development policy doesn't indicate any specific criteria for antiquities. As of 2018, ASHLY is considered to be complete. There are no further plans to continue with the project, and there is no more funding. Now, let's take a look at ASHLY. Okay, so this is ASHLY's website. You can see right off the bat that it is a very simple website, but it does contain a decent amount of information, so let's just jump right in. We'll go straight to the catalog. Here it is. It's a very simple catalog. As you can see, it's a very simple search function, not a whole lot of advanced search opportunities, so you can just type in a word or a phrase. So I'll put in epitaph, search, 117 inscriptions found, we'll take a look at this one, at the catalog entry. A lot of the metadata is stuff that you would typically see in a museum entry because there's the accession number, the catalog number, some information about it, and here's a picture of it. However, it does contain the transcription and a translation. So not only can you see here what the inscription actually says, because you can't always tell looking at a photograph, you can also see what it means in English, which is the goal of this project, to make it accessible to anybody with even a passing interest. Now, one thing I will say about the catalog is that although it's very basic, you do kind of have to have a vague idea of what you're looking for if you want to use the search function. So if you're looking for an epitaph or a specific person like Augustus, for example, you'd have to type that in, or a specific date, you'd have to type that in as well. However, if you have no idea what you're looking for and you just want to browse, you can browse by topic. So for example, imperial family, everything that mentions or is related to an imperial family is right there. You could also do the same thing for the Roman army. It's all right here. If you wanted to look at all the RTI images, which are the more detailed images, you can access those too, and they have a lot more detail than the typical images that you would see in a regular catalog entry. So that's the simple catalog. This is a very simple archive type thing. There are only 460 items in the whole collection, and they're not adding to it anymore. There isn't a whole lot here in the way of reference services. As I said, it's a very simple site. There's no FAQ, but there is this email address that you can contact if you have any questions. They do provide this beginner's guide here. It helps you read the inscriptions, so it shows the epigraphic conventions that they use if you're trying to read it yourself without knowing too much about the inscription. So this acts as a little bit of a reference service as well. I could not find a whole lot of information on the technological aspects of this site. I do know that they used Epidoc in the way of guidelines, and that's just typically the set of guidelines that are followed for any epigraphical project. I know that this site is hosted by Oxford University. You can see it in the URL. Now, most of Oxford University's major websites are hosted on their Oxford Mosaic web platform, which is all about being easy to use and easy to run and very accessible. This one, as you can see, it's very simple, it's very basic. I don't believe this one actually runs on Oxford Mosaic. But as I said, it is a very simple project, but it has a lot of interesting information in here, and it is very accessible for the general public. So anybody who is even a little bit interested in this stuff can just check out the Ashley project and have fun with it. Thank you.